Scientists and Inventors. Now, just by looking at the pictures on the front cover, what do you guys think this Studies Weekly is going to be about? Lida?
I think it's going to be about scientists and inventors based on the main idea, which is right here.
Very good, Lida. Anybody else have any more insight to what they think this is going to be about? Janaya?
I agree with Lida, but also I think it's going to be about when African Americans that's in this book are inventors. They create things a long time ago.
Okay. What do you guys see in the pictures? Can you describe to me what you see in the pictures, Goddess?
I see scientists. Scientists.
Okay.
Washington Carver. Alexander.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you guys.
I can see George Washington Carver. He showed that people better way to grow crops.
Okay, well we're not gonna read. I'm just saying what we're looking at the pictures and we're describing what we see in the pictures. Kayla.
The things that they invented.
Okay. You see some of the things they invented. Very good observation. Angelica.
Since this is in front of them, I think they both made that.
I'm sorry. One more time. I can't hear you, sweetie.
Since this is in front of them in the picture, I think that they both made that.
Okay. Oh, very good observation. Very good observation. Amaya.
I think this.
Remember, we're not reading the words or the captions. We are just telling what we see in the pictures. I'm sorry, Amaya. Go ahead.
I think Social Studies Weekly is going to be about African Americans who changed the way that black people who didn't know how to do anything, so they created stuff so we can have stuff, so we can know how to do stuff.
Okay, so you guys all had very good observations. Now we're going to figure out what exactly scientists, inventors, what they have done in this Studies Weekly. So we are going to read. I'm going to choose each of you, and I would like you guys to just read. I guess it's like a little paragraph. No, start on the first page, please. Just read the paragraph, and then we're going to move on to the next person, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Kiara. Yeah, you can start with Orville, right? At the top.
Wait.
Yes, but start with his name. Orville, right? And then read. Please read loudly.
Orville Wright. Scientists and inventors have changed the world in big and small ways.
Thank you, Tiana. We move to Wilbur Wright.
Wilbur Wright. The Wright brothers changed the way people travel.
Lida.
Next one is Alexander
Graham
Bell. Alexander Graham Bell changed the way people communicated when he invented the telephone.
Jazaria.
George Washington
Carver.
George Washington Carver showed people better ways to grow crops and create use of news for peace.
Angelica.
In 1905, Madam C.J. Walker invented a new way to take care of African American women's hair.
Okay, so before we turn to our next page, we're going to discuss this airplane here. Now, does our airplanes in this day and age look like this picture on our front cover?
No.
No, it doesn't. So, how do you believe the airplanes have changed over time? You can discuss its looks or anything like that, but how do you believe it changed? Please.
It changed. The planes changed because everybody only has to get one person on the plane, one or two people in the plane. But now you can put more people on the plane. And also one more thing, it has
excuse me, we're not on that page yet.
It has like an outside and now.
Kiri, can you please turn back to the cover? We're not on that page yet. I'm sorry, Khalif.
And another difference is it's outside and sometimes when we were learning is the higher we get, the less gas or air. And now we have it inside.
That's enough. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a lot of insight. I appreciate that. What Talise said, because we're not going to repeat what Talise said, she said that the way the plane, how many passengers the plane can have, because in the picture it looks like only 1 or 2 people can be, were able to be on that plane that was created. And now on these planes, there are many passengers that actually can fly on the plane. She also said that, of course, when you go up higher, the plane loses more gas and more air. And then she also discussed the way that the plane looks. But we can go into more detail about how planes look. Can anybody tell me how the plane looks today, as in comparison to how the plane looked back then? Zaria?
The plane that looks different from the one back in the day. Right now, it looks some are different colors, and they have the inside. And if it breaks, they have if they go up too high, if the plane goes too high, they have these things that they pull down the breather side of.
Oh, that's a very good observation.
And they have.
Okay, thank you. That's enough. Let's give somebody else a turn, Kayla.
It's different from today because back in the days, it has no windows or inside to keep people in or if they fall.
Very good observation. And we're going to have one more. Imani.
They are different because the plane that we have now is more comfortable and you can relax and you get to rest.
So, from my experience with being on planes, they do have more comfortable seats. They have a lot more passengers. The way that the shape is different because on here, the shape looks like the wings are pointing out this way, but it doesn't really have much of a nose, which actually helps it balance as well. We can actually eat food on planes. And there's different sections. There's a coach section and there's a first class section. So there is a lot of different things that we see that change from the airplanes back then to the airplanes now. We're moving on. I also want to talk about telephones. You guys, I'm not really sure, but I know back when I was growing up, we used to have indoor telephones. There used to be home phones. I'm not sure if much people have home phones anymore. Do you guys remember what home phones look like? You guys remember what home phone looks like? So how has the telephone changed? Can you guys tell me how telephones look now? What is Annie's finger?
Telephones look now that they're like down and
So they're smaller, okay.
Yeah, and then when you call people, it comes to your mouth when it comes to your ears.
Okay, also like Bluetooth. Oh, very good observation. Let me see who doesn't have a chance. Kiri.
Also how the telephones changed. Like, so the telephones used to be like a thing that you could just put it on the thing and then it hangs up. But now how telephones are, you can flip it. There's a thing that you flip it up, and then you call what you want to call, and you put it here, and it jumps.
Okay, so phones changed in shape and size, and they also became mobile. Very good. And we're gonna do one with Kiana.
Telephones changed because back then there was like those small phones they used to have, and
Back then the phones were small.
like those phones, they don't have a touch screen. They don't have a touch screen.
So technology.
But now we have a touch screen in our phone, and we can call people.
Okay, so technology has changed as well. So the shape, the size, the mobility, meaning you can move outside, you can take it anywhere, whereas home phones used to be you actually had to be inside the home, and technology has changed as well. Okay, so we're moving on to our second place. Please go to page 2. And I'm going to have a reader. We're going to start with Benjamin Banneker. Janaya?
Benjamin Banneker studied the stars and planets. He predicted a solar
Eclipse?
that happened on April 14th, 1789, and he was right.
Goddess?
Margaret Matty Knight.
Mm-hmm. Margaret Matty Knight is perfect.
Margaret Matty Knight was only 12 when she started inventing things. In 1868, she invented a machine to make paper groceries bags.
Lida? Benjamin Franklin?
Benjamin Franklin is famous for his experiments with
Electricity.
He also invented the
Bifocals, which are glasses, eyeglasses like mine.
Bifocals,
Bifocals.
eyeglasses, and the first lightning rod.
Very good. Designing last one, Carlos Finley.
Carlos Finley was a Cuban doctor. He helped prove that
Mosquitoes.
mosquitoes carry yellow
Fever.
fever.
Okay, so have you guys ever been, of course you've been to a grocery store, but have you ever used, like if your parents say, hey, I need a paper bag, have you ever seen those paper bags?
Yes.
A lot of the times we use them to put like fruit in or something that we need to carry that we don't want to put inside of a plastic bag. This is what Margaret Matty Knight created. She created that when she was only 12 years old. When she was only 12, exactly. Not much older than you guys. And Carlos Finley, now yellow fever was, I'm not quite sure what yellow fever was, but I know that back then it was some kind of like disease or illness that they would get, and mosquitoes carried it. Mosquitoes actually do carry different types of germs. So if you get bit by, they actually transmit a lot of different kinds of germs. So, I'm sorry?
You can die by that?
I'm not sure. I think yellow fever was very, it could kill you if you didn't take care of it quickly. But he actually proved that mosquitoes carry and transmit yellow fever. Yes, Lida?
I got bit by a whole bunch of mosquitoes when I was in 6.
He was 6 years old. Well, the good thing about it is our technology has changed so much that you can go to the doctor if you got bit by something, and they can give you an antibiotic, or they can give you something like antihistamine, and it can help so that you don't get sick or you don't, feel ill. Benjamin Franklin, he created bifocals. Now back then, bifocals were kind of like circle, and they had really big lenses. So if you actually see a picture of Benjamin Franklin, he usually wears glasses. But he helped to create that, and electricity. So obviously we have light. Like yesterday, we was all freaking out because the power went out because we're so used to using electricity. It's become a part of our daily lives. And Benjamin Banneker, he help predict a solar eclipse. Can somebody tell me what they believe a solar eclipse is? Amaya.
I believe a solar eclipse is something that you use.
No, not really. Kiri?
I think a solar eclipse is when the planets are around the sun. But I think that is when what is it called? No.
Orbits? The orbit? Sun, moon, the planets move around the sun? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, a meteor comes down and hits a planet or something.
Does anybody else know what a solar eclipse is? Goddess.
I think they hook it up to something and they have a candle and they do a thing and all those tools. Well, I think it's a kind of potion.
You love potions, don't you? We're gonna ask Miss Benjamin her opinion of what a solar eclipse is.
So let's all use our resources. Let's look for a person to look in our science text to find out what a solar eclipse is. Look in your glossary.
In your glossary here, and find out what a solar eclipse is.
Dictionary. Okay, ma'am. Is that yes?
We're going to figure out together what a solar eclipse is. Miss Reeves has her own definition, but Miss Reeves wants to make sure she's correct.
Yes.
Miss Benjamin said we can use our resources, which is very important and very small. We always can use our resources. Yes, Lida?
This is all the.
Excuse me. There should not be any talking. We're listening to Lida. I'm sorry.
All the planets moving in a circle, and then they all get beat by the sun at the exact same time.
It's Elise.
I think
Solar eclipse.
I think the solar eclipse means that maybe a solar eclipse is like a thing that takes pictures of the things in space in the solar system.
Okay. You guys. Okay, so can anybody tell me what a solar system is? Kayla?
Something that's in space.
Okay, can we be more specific? Imani?
I think a solar system.
Solar system.
I think a solar system is a type of planet.
Okay, it's not a type of planet. Abaya.
A solar system that it keeps the planets moving around the sun.
Okay. Can anybody give more insight to what a solar system is, Sean?
Like when the sun is in the middle and the other planets are moving around it.
Okay, you guys are on. I'm sorry, I didn't even cut you off. Were you finished? Were you finished? I'm sorry.
Meteors.
Okay. Okay, you guys are actually on the right track. Hold on, I know you have the definition, right? Okay, 1 second. A solar system. Okay, hold on. We'll get both definitions on to tell you what a solar system is. A solar system just contains all the planets. Okay, so we have stars. We have Mercury, Venus, Earth, which is where we live, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Yes, Pluto. You're right. It's Neptune and Pluto.
I knew it.
So, excuse me. Are you okay? Okay, so we're going to tell you what a solar eclipse is. Now, a solar eclipse occurs when the moon gets between Earth and the sun. Okay, and the moon casts a shadow over the Earth. A solar system, excuse me, a solar system eclipse can only take place at the phase of new moon. When the moon passes directly between the sun and Earth, its shadow falls upon Earth's surface. But whether the alignment produces a total solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse, or an Annular solar eclipse depends on several factors, and this is going to be explained below, so I'm going to continue to read. You having a problem? The fact that a solar eclipse can occur at all is a fluke of celestial mechanics and time. Since the moon formed about 4.5 billion years ago, it has been gradually moving away from the Earth by about 1.6 inches or 4 centimeters per year. Okay? Right now, the moon is at a perfect distance to appear in our sky, exactly the same size as the sun, and therefore blocks it out. But this is not always true. Now, this is going to go into more detail, but I do want to give Kiri and Kiana a chance to read their definitions of a solar system, of a solar eclipse.
What of it?
You didn't find it. Why did you raise your hand?
Oh, I thought you said solar system. Yeah, I meant solar system too.
Okay. So basically, it's when it says here, the moon is in perfect distance to appear in our sky exactly at the same time as the sun. So, basically, the moon blocks out the sun. That's basically it. And it rarely happens. So, what makes this very important that Benjamin Banneker, he precisely predicted when it was going to happen. That's kind of amazing because it's a very rare occasion. Oh, I can't even remember the last time we had a solar eclipse. Can you? Me either. I can't really remember the last time. So when he predicted that, that's something very special because we rarely have them. Okay, so we're going to move on to page 2. What I do with my copy? Thank you. Page 3. Oh, thank you. Page 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Amaya, please read at the top.
Did you know Thomas Edison created more things? 1,000
Inventions. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. I know about Thomas Edison, but I didn't know he created that many. Cameron?
He invented the light bulb, the film projector, and the photograph. The photograph is a phonograph is a machine that records sounds and plays them back.
So that's what people used before we had all this technology. It was a big old machine that actually, recorded people's sounds and voices or things like that. Now we have phones that we can just pick up sound from. Princess. Can you read what's in blue?
Right here?
Yes.
When Benjamin Franklin and Benjamin Banneker were young, America was a new country. What did kids do for fun back then? There were no televisions or video games. Children played games like